the problem. Online teaching and learning has many challenges for both the instructor and the student. The communication medium involved with online learning is mainly computer and LMS systems that the teacher is usually given by the institution. For instance, at my institution, we use Canvas. While many of the LMS systems are efficient and effective, instructors still need to pursue and present course material with the same core elements: cognitive, social, and teaching presence, as suggested in the community of inquiry. The root cause of pain in my courses is reaching beyond transmission of information and establishing a collaborative community in order for my students to obtain higher order thinking and understanding. In order to establish this community, it takes both social and teaching presence. According to Garrison, Anderson, and Archer, they pointed out that a common teaching concern is utilizing the collaborative capability of computer conferencing in order to support critical thinking and meaningful learning. In my own courses, actually, most of my students want more face-to-face time with me for module presentations. Because students in the medical assisting program are seeking a degree which trains for a specific skill, many are non-traditional students, and they're displaced homemakers, first generation, or students returning after many years of being away from school. Most of these students are weak in technological skills when beginning school and need more assistance and guidance socially, emotionally, and educationally, which is what I try to offer them. In order to provide this guidance, it will take more than just adding more technology, gamification, and/or power. Theoretically, teaching presence cannot be diminished, and according to Michelle Miller's Minds Online, Chickering and Gamson's principles, encouraging student-faculty contact and encouraging cooperation, both tie into this theme of interpersonal connectiveness. Chickering and Gamson also define the 7 principles of teaching and learning practices for instructors in which active learning and engagement are paramount. The problem with online courses in medical assisting is that students are not only expected to grasp the cognitive domain, but also to be able to fully perform the skill from the subject matter. According to Chickering and Ehrman, communication technology does increase access to faculty members for students. However, it can sometimes be asynchronous communication. For instance, the instructor poses a question or task, the student responds, the instructor responds with a comment or a grade. This is usually where the conversation ended. However, I wanted to extend that communication using VoiceThread. Because it's summer session, I don't have a regular access to a class, and only a few students were gracious enough to give me a bit of time to allow me to use their photos. Here, I am training them to use VoiceThread because it is an easy tool for them to learn how to use. The problem I'm trying to address is to establish greater teacher presence by embedding VoiceThread in the LMS Canvas course modules I use. Primarily, I use my classroom, computer, and equipment. VoiceThread is a relatively easy technology tool to implement, and enjoy the example that I'm leaving you. Yay for technology! Students were asked to also participate in the VoiceThread. They mostly use the text icon simply because they weren't trained enough yet to use the voiceover icon. This week we're going to be continuing Chapter 16 with urinalysis. It's important to know how to collect a urine specimen and instruct a patient. And also it's very important for you to understand the basic anatomy of urine formation, urine excretion, etc. So I'm going to include some slides here for that. As you can see here, we've got Cherie collecting very nicely a cup of urine. She's got her glasses on, which is really important in case there's any splashback. Importantly, she's also wearing her gloves, so she is using correct PPE.
The collecting system of the kidney consists of the major calyces, the renal pelvis, and the ureter. The renal artery supplies blood to the kidney, and the renal vein carries blood from it. Microscopic units within the kidney filter blood through a network of capillaries called a glomerulus.
Written communication is very closely connected to critical thinking. So here I ask the students to write a couple paragraphs to explain what a nephron is.
And as you can see, we keep discussing glomeruli, which is an important unit. But what is the most important unit of the kidney? And that is going to be your assignment this week. What I'd like you to do is write a two-paragraph summation, I should say, of the nephron. Okay, so two-paragraph summation of the nephron, which is our very important unit of the kidney.
Filtration of the blood through glomeruli filters out urine while retaining blood cells.
Okay, so that about covers what we needed to finish for Chapter 16, Urinalysis. Now remember to go to Evolve and take the quiz for Chapter 16, and remember that it's a timed quiz. So if you need to review, you should do so, because it will shut off before you're finished, unless you're totally prepared. If you have any questions, remember at any time you can always call me or email me. So remember the takeaways from this. Urine is produced in the kidneys. We have 2 kidneys, and it flows down ureters into something called the bladder. Okay? And so these are the ureters. If you like my diagram, this is the bladder, and then we've got a right and a left kidney. Okay?
Urine produced in the kidney flows down the ureter into the bladder.
Once the students finished with the VoiceThread, they were then asked to go to the lab to perform the task, and you can see here they were performing the task effectively and efficiently. Hello again. As you can see, incorporating VoiceThread added to the richness of my online courses. My students were very receptive to using VoiceThread and found it particularly easy. However, I did find that it will take me quite a bit of time to implement VoiceThread in its entirety through 36 modules. It will take me a great deal of time and effort in order to flip all my classes essentially just to using VoiceThread. I'll probably be more inclined to use it incrementally. Again, thank you for watching, and good luck.